And welcome back. We're taking a look on our HK Dodgen Loop camera in Temple, and there you see that cotton candy sky once again. Just that sunset looking really nice, and those temperatures, they are a bit on the cool side, but not as cold as we've seen over these last few days. And that's because that easterly, northeasterly wind, that has started to simmer on down a little bit. That high pressure is going to shift on off to the east, and we're going to have low pressure replace that by the time we get into Monday, and that will have some interesting implications for us in terms of rain chances. We'll talk about those in just a second, but it's also dry across much of central Texas, if not all of central Texas. Some areas are still in those 50s, including Goldthwaite and Comanche checking in with 51 and Llano checking in at 50. Lows tonight are going to be looking at those lower 30s, lower to mid 30s for most of central Texas. Some areas might drop to those 20s with those clear skies in place, but those winds are going to be light and variable, so we won't necessarily have much of a wind chill for central Texas tonight. Now for tomorrow, here's the thing. Some areas, especially in our southern zones with that low pressure approaching, they're going to start to see a little bit more cloud cover, but we do expect it to be sunnier in some of our northern zones. And when that happens, some of our northern zones are going to have a little bit more of that radiational heating, and some of those northern zones could get up to around that 60-degree mark. I still think we do get to that 60-degree mark here in Temple Belton as well, but some of our southern zones might only get to those mid to upper 50s because those winds, they do shift to a more southwesterly flow that helps warm our temperatures up as well. But the cloud cover will limit some of that radiational cooling. As a result of all this, I'll give this an 8 on the joining meter because we're going to be right around average, but again, we're going to have those clouds, especially building up in those southern zones out ahead of that system that's going to bring us quite a bit of rain on Monday. And let's time all this out and how much we think we're going to get. Some of our eastern zones are going to have those backstage passes to those rainfall concerts as well. Pretty much all of central Texas will see some sort of rain, but our western zones are in the more severe drought, but all of Texas could take whatever rain we can get at around this point. Now for Wednesday into Thursday, we're going to talk about that in the 7-day forecast. Preliminarily, I have a 20% chance for Wednesday and a 30% chance of rain showers for Thursday. Some models are indicating that especially early on Wednesday, because Wednesday morning's low, I'm going to call 37. Some areas, especially north and west of us, dependent on how much moisture is available, dependent on the timing of it, and depending on the temperatures, some areas could see some wintry precipitation, but this is still 5 days out. Things can still change. The more likely rain chance, of course, is Monday, but we are going to be watching this as we head through the early sections of next week. Now for Thursday, I'm giving it a 30% chance, but it's only going to be mainly rain showers, but pretty much other than that, highs are only going to get to the 50s for much of next week. Saturday is going to be pretty much our next chance after tomorrow that we see those lower 60s.